Awaken Divine Abundance, 40 Days of Miraculous Healing through Sacred Ho'oponopono Practices. In the heart of Willowbrook, where wildflowers danced with the breeze and church bells chimed softly like whispers of heaven, Mary's world was drenched in light. Life was perfect. Until that moment when darkness pierced her joy, a doctor's solemn diagnosis, the words that twisted her heart into knots, aggressive illness. Panic flooded her being. How could this be happening? Emma, her vibrant 8-year-old, her sunbeam, was swallowed by shadows. When the news spread, the village rallied. A prayer vigil for St. Jude glimmered with flickering candles and fervent voices, like sparks of hope darting into the night. Neighbors wept, prayed, and filled the air with sacred songs. Yet Mary felt the numbness build, like a creeping vine choking her spirit. Days morphed into weeks, and despair clamped around her throat. Comfort slipped through her fingers. The melody of church songs faded into a haunting echo. But then, a light appeared in the form of Auntie Lonnie, wisdom etched in time, a smile carrying ancient secrets. She stood before Mary, the air shimmering with something almost tangible. Forgiveness and love, dear child. Ho'oponopono. It changes everything. Mary's heart trembled at the thought. Could something so simple hold the key to restoring her daughter? Hesitant yet yearning, she decided to embark on a journey of 40 days of forgiveness and prayer. It was a leap into the unknown, yet a flicker of hope ignited within her. Before we continue, I need to tell you about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, click the bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can leave a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. As Mary practiced Ho'oponopono, her heart began to soften. Each night she knelt, arms open, pouring out grief and anger in sacred whispers. Butterflies danced around her as she prayed. Neighbors began speaking in hushed tones about wondrous happenings, the light illuminating lost items, relationships mended over cups of tea, and laughter bursting forth in gardens where sorrow had taken root. The energy shifted, her small, tight-knit village pulsed with a newfound vibrancy. In the city of her heart, the shadows began to lift. A warmth expanded within her, every prayer a thread weaving her back to the divine. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Each phrase, a mantra of restoration, carried her upwards. She felt lighter, the village filled with an inexplicable peace. Yet, just when the scales began to tip towards healing, the unthinkable happened. Emma's condition took a dramatic turn, leaving the village holding its breath, an unexpected twist that threatened to unravel the fragile threads of faith they had woven together. Standing at the crossroads of crisis and hope, Mary's soul hungered for a miracle. Would Ho'oponopono unearth hidden powers in time? The night held its breath as shadows combined with the radiant hues of the setting sun, a divine moment waiting to unveil its secrets, the air thick with anticipation. Would Mary discover the ultimate healing she so desperately sought, or would her journey lead to heartbreak? Only time would tell. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Mary sat by Emma's bedside, the soft glow of a lamp casting gentle light across the room. The small girl lay surrounded by stuffed animals, her breathing shallow, each inhale a testament to the lingering battle with her illness. Mary's heart clenched with love and fear, she needed hope more than ever. The villagers had prayed, fasted, and lit candles in Emma's name, yet despair echoed within Mary's soul. In that sacred space, Mary closed her eyes and whispered the healing words of Ho'oponopono. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. With each repetition, she visualized a light wrapping around Emma, as if the very essence of her love could shield her daughter from the darkness. She envisioned a heavenly embrace, warm and soothing, igniting a flicker of faith that not all was lost. At that moment, something miraculous began to unfold. The air shimmered slightly, filled with a presence that seemed to dance between them. Mary opened her eyes, startled, but found a unique serenity over Emma's face. It was as though angels were tenderly holding her child aloft in sweet surrender to faith. Mary's heart swelled with a knowing this was the divine promise of hope breathing into their lives. Days passed, and with relentless dedication, Mary embraced each new dawn by practicing forgiveness, not just for herself, but for the world around her. She opened her heart to neighbors she had once kept at a distance, sharing her burden and allowing them to weave their strength into her soul. It renewed friendships long dulled by misunderstanding and distance. Each evening, they would gather in prayer, their voices rising together in a symphony of hope that lifted the spirits of all present. It was during one such gathering, as laughter intertwined with prayer and love, that Mary felt a gentle nudging in her spirit. She looked around at the faces of her friends, hope and faith akin to burning embers illuminating their eyes. "If we can release pain and carry each other's burdens," she declared, "imagine how powerful our love can become." That night, an unexpected shift thrummed in the air. Emma smiled in her sleep, the kind of innocent joy that seemed to light the room. To Mary, it felt divine, a sign that grace was weaving its way into their lives. However, the reality of Emma's condition loomed heavy, and Mary remained acutely aware that cancer didn't relent so easily. But, amidst the uncertainty, a quiet power grew within Mary. When darkness threatened to pull her down, she would remind herself of the village's prayers and love. She envisioned the flickering candles, each representing a whisper of hope and healing, and clung to the promise that their intentions were not in vain. "If only I can love with the same intensity that I pray," she thought, recognizing her ability to conjure and channel divine energy through love. As Emma woke one air-filled morning, Mary found herself enveloped in excitement and fear. The little girl's eyes sparkled, questions bubbling forth like fresh blossoms emerging from the earth. "Mommy, will I get better? Are the angels coming?" Those innocent questions pierced Mary's heart. Would the angels come to heal her baby? With deep breaths, Mary whispered, "They already are, my love, they already are." The sun poured in, illuminating the room in a golden light, and Mary felt a shift within her soul. She was no longer asking for a miracle but choosing to embrace the journey, trusting in the divine leadings surrounding them. But as that new day unfolded, another challenge approached, an unforeseen event that would test Mary's resolve like never before. What would this journey reveal about love, the power of faith, and the miracles that lay ahead? What awaited around the corner held a deeper mystery yet to uncover. As the morning sun bathed their little home in warmth, a ripple of hope began to weave through the atmosphere. Mary felt the light dancing on her skin, invigorating her spirit. It was as if the universe itself held its breath, waiting to reveal the wonders God had tucked away. Just as she settled into a comforting rhythm, the door creaked open, and there stood Father Joseph, the village priest. His presence was a bold reminder of the community's love for Emma. "Mary," he said gently, "I wanted to come by and pray with you both. Many hearts are lifting prayers for Emma." Mary's heart swelled with gratitude. The village had become her fortress of faith, a sanctuary of unwavering love. She welcomed him inside, feeling the energy shift as they gathered around Emma's bedside. Father Joseph began to speak softly, invoking the power of divine intervention. As he prayed, Mary's spirit trembled with an inexplicable warmth. With each heartfelt word, the walls around her sorrow began to crumble, allowing light to flow in. As they held hands together, a powerful energy enveloped the room, thick like honey. The air buzzed with spiritual vibrancy. Suddenly, Emma stirred, her eyes fluttering open like delicate petals unfurling after the rain. She blinked up at the priest, bewilderment dancing in her gaze. "Am I dreaming? Why are you all here?" she murmured. Mary leaned closer, her heart racing with love. "Sweet girl, you are surrounded by love, and we're all here to pray for your healing." Father Joseph nodded, and his voice turned melodic as he described visions of angels, guardians who were always near, ready to embrace and shield her. "When we invite them through prayer, they respond, bringing peace and healing," he assured warmly. Emma giggled, the sound light and airy, a balm to Mary's anxious heart. "Can I feel them, Mommy? Are they really here?" Mary held Emma's small hand in hers, her soul aglow with faith. "Yes, love. They are all around you. You just need to open your heart to their presence." At that moment, something extraordinary happened. The room brightened, as if it were kissed by a soft, golden light. It flickered gently, illuminating the space with a celestial glow. The warmth enveloped Mary and Emma, and in that serene moment, they both closed their eyes, surrendering to the divine presence enveloping them. With every prayer, we are planting seeds of healing, Father Joseph said with a fervent spirit. Believe in these seeds, and watch as they blossom. Mary inhaled deeply, feeling the weight of their community's love wrap around them like a comforting quilt. Each prayer they had whispered flowed within her, resonating like music in her heart, building into a crescendo of divine abundance. She believed as days turned into radiant evenings filled with prayer, Emma's laughter became a thread woven through the fabric of their days. But with each glimmer of hope came the lurking shadow of doubt. Would they be strong enough? An unsettling feeling tugged at Mary's heart. It was a reminder of the fragility of life, the thin veil that hung between despair and hope. With each smile exchanged, there lingered the question: were they truly witnessing miracles, or was this a temporary reprieve from pain? One evening, while the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of gold and sapphire, Mary settled beside Emma, wrestling with her thoughts. She knew a deeper trial awaited them. The flickers of promise teased her soul. What would be revealed when the storm reared its head again? She prayed, beseeching the divine to grant her clarity. Little did she know, that night would lead to a revelation that shook the foundations of her understanding of love and healing, a truth so profound, it would change everything they thought they knew about hope. What would that meaning reveal? Could this journey illuminate a path of unimaginable transformation? The divine mystery was poised to unveil itself. As the last glow of twilight settled outside, the room felt like a cocoon of warmth and stillness. Mary and Emma nestled close, bathed in the embrace of each other's presence. With each heartbeat, Mary felt a pull towards something greater. A whisper of divine promise shivered through the air. The moment had come for her to delve deeper into her faith. Would she be brave enough to embrace the unknown? She leaned in closer to Emma, her eyes searching the innocent depths of her daughter's gaze. In that moment, she made a silent vow: she would stand firm in hope. As they settled in for the evening, a soft wind caressed the open window, carrying with it the sweet scent of the blooming garden. Mary closed her eyes, feeling God's breath upon her. The stirring of the Holy Spirit coursed through her mind like the gentle flow of a peaceful river. It suffused her with the assurance that something monumental was on the horizon. The gentle knock on the door interrupted her reverie. It was Father Joseph again, his figure graced by the dim light of the hallway. He stepped inside with an air of gentle authority, holding a small, tattered book in his hands. "Mary," he said, his voice resonating with love, "I brought something that may bring more light into our prayers." Curiosity sparked in Mary's heart. She had seen the little book before but hadn't taken much notice. Father Joseph opened it slowly, revealing pages yellowed with age and filled with the wisdom of those who had walked this path before. "This is a collection of prayers and teachings on healing," he explained. "It speaks of faith, forgiveness, and the power of divine love." Mary felt a warmth surge through her. Each word of scripture seemed alive. Strange as it felt, it was as if she could hear the thousands of believers who had once gathered, echoing their faith through the ages. "We can read together, draw strength from these words," Father Joseph suggested. Mary nodded, eager for this shared experience, and so together they followed the ancient passages. With each verse, their spirits lifted, uplifted by the truths of those who had conquered despair. As he read, Father Joseph spoke of Ho'oponopono, a sacred Hawaiian practice of forgiveness and healing that aligned with her heart's cry. "Forgiveness," he said, his voice calm and steady, "is a powerful channel for love. When we let go of pain and invite healing into our lives, we free ourselves to blossom like flowers under the sun." Emma's eyes sparkled with wonder as she listened. "Can we do it, Mommy? Can we let go?" she asked, her voice strong yet sweet. "Yes, my love," Mary replied softly, feeling the truth of those words resonate in her soul. The wisdom hung in the air like fragrant incense. It struck her that perhaps the healing they sought wouldn't just be about the physical. Maybe it was also about the barriers they had unknowingly built in their hearts. Father Joseph closed the book and smiled gently at them both. "Tonight, let us begin to practice together. Each prayer offered with love opens pathways to healing. We start by saying these words: I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. The simple phrases washed over Mary like a soothing balm. How profound. Such small words packed with meaning, capable of unlocking miracles. They held hands in a circle, a united force ready to challenge the darkness, igniting light in their hearts. As they repeated the phrases out loud, a wave of peace engulfed the room like a soft wave at dawn, reassuring and healing. Mary felt layers of fear peeking out of her heart, trembling but responding to the warmth enveloping them. But then a flicker of unease shadowed her peace. What if they were unworthy to receive such grace? What if the burdens they carried couldn't simply be washed away? Questions burdened her heart, threatening to pull her back into a fog of doubt, yet, tonight felt destined for transformation. The darkness might press against her faith, but she sensed something beyond mere belief stood ready to claim victory. Would they persist, push through their uncertainties, and truly embrace this journey of divine abundance? Little did they know, the powerful unfolding ahead would shake the very foundations of how they viewed healing and love. What awaited them on this divine exploration? Could it be the very miracle they had been praying for, waiting just beyond the horizon? The air was thick with anticipation as they held hands, the echoes of their heartfelt words lingering like a sacred melody. Mary felt a stirring within, a deep yearning for freedom, a longing to break free from the chains of her past. Each repetition of the phrases seemed to resonate inside her heart, gently peeling away layers of doubt and fear. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, they spoke in unison, their voices weaving a tapestry of hope. Emma's small hands felt strong in hers, and that connection sparked an undeniable unity, a bond fortified by faith and love. Mary looked into her daughter's eyes, her heart swelling with the promise of healing that flowed from their heartfelt utterances. As the last phrase faded into the stillness of the room, a profound quiet enveloped them, almost palpable, like the calm before a sudden storm. Mary closed her eyes, drawing in the sweet scent of blooming flowers from the garden. She felt a shift, an awakening in her soul, a wave of understanding washing over her. The burdens they carried had not been merely physical, they were deeply rooted fears, impurities manifesting shadows in their hearts. Can you feel that? Father Joseph's voice broke through the silence. He seemed to radiate serenity, the Holy Spirit dwelling within him like a gentle fire. Whenever we unite in love and forgiveness, divine energy flows through us. Mary nodded, her heart echoing his words. It was as though the very air around them shimmered with the promise of miracle and change. Let us take a moment to breathe in this presence, he encouraged. They inhaled deeply, eyes closed, allowing the warm light of God to fill them. Mary imagined each inhale drawing in love, and each exhale surrendering pain. As they continued this simple practice, Mary found herself awash with memories, the guilt that sometimes clung like ghostly shadows. Memories of anger, blame, and hurt unfurled in her mind, yet this time, she approached them differently, through the lens of forgiveness. I'm sorry for holding on to fear, she whispered to herself, her heart flaring open to release the heaviness. Emma's gentle voice cut through her musings. Mommy, are we doing it right? Her innocence echoed in Mary's heart, like a caress of pure love. The beauty of the moment struck her anew. This wasn't just about her healing. Yes, sweetheart. We're doing it beautifully, Mary assured her, and as she spoke, new resolve crystallized within her. Then a sudden breeze swept through the room, and Mary shivered. It carried with it an energy, a promise that transcended their little haven. Stillness birthed apprehension. What if all this is for naught? Her mind begged, fear creeping back. But before she could spiral into doubt, Father Joseph interjected, his gentle wisdom a beacon. Doubt is just a distraction, a flicker of the old fears. Remember, dear ones, that darkness cannot extinguish the light within. His eyes shone with faith, bathed in an otherworldly glow. As they refocused on the sacred words, Mary felt another shift, subtle yet powerful. It was as if the divine presence gathered in the room, eager to commence the unfolding miracle. Could it be possible that in this practice, they were opening doors to something far beyond themselves? Suddenly, a soft glow illuminated the room, casting gentle shadows that danced playfully on the walls. Mary gasped. They could see the light, flickering and vibrant, as if the very heart of heaven was reaching down toward them. Would this luminous presence lead them to the healing they sought? Did this signify their prayers were being answered in ways far beyond comprehension? Hope ignited fiercely within her, urging her to lean into this moment of grace. With their hearts set on the divine, they breathed in the possibility, ready to fully embrace whatever the next step would bring. Little did they know, the world beyond would soon test their newfound understanding of love and faith, challenging them to rise and become much more than they had ever dreamed possible. What revelation lay in wait for them, just around the corner? How might they find courage in the face of the unknown? As the soft glow enveloped the room, it felt like an embrace from the heavens. The warmth lingered, filling every corner with a sense of safety and peace. Mary, caught in the moment, opened her eyes to the flickering light. Emma, wide-eyed with wonder, pulled closer to her mother, seeking assurance. Mary gently squeezed her hand, knowing they were standing on sacred ground. "I feel something," Emma whispered, her voice barely above a breath. It was as if the weight of the universe had shifted, creating space for the miraculous. Mary nodded, understanding all too well. In this unspoken reaction, they both sensed the divine working within them, stitching their hearts with threads of love. Father Joseph began to speak, his voice soothing and rhythmic. "This light is a symbol of divine abundance and healing. It comes from our willingness to forgive and to release our burdens." Each word floated through the air, like a gentle river of truth. But Mary felt a stirring unease. What if we are just imagining this? What if it doesn't last? These doubt-laden thoughts snuck in, an uninvited guest. Yet, just then, Father Joseph sensed her struggle. "When you hold doubt, you close doors to possibilities. Open your heart, Mary. Trust. The abundance of God is here, waiting for your acceptance." His eyes danced with compassion, encouraging her to step bravely into the unknown. "I do trust," she declared, her voice steadying. "I want to believe." With each breath, Mary recalled the phrases, anchoring her spirit to the moment. She closed her eyes again, surrendering the weight of her worries to the vibrant glow surrounding them. "Take a deep breath," Father Joseph urged. "Inhale the light. It is here to empower you." They followed his direction, inhaling deeply until their lungs were filled with that warmth. It coursed through Mary like a rushing river, invigorating every fiber of her being. The light intensified, swirling gently and casting patterns of color on the walls like brush strokes of a celestial painter. Mary suddenly remembered the burdens she had carried, the moments spent doubting her worth, the feelings of inadequacy, the pain she had clung to. "I'm sorry," she spoke softly, releasing those fragments of her past into the light. "Please forgive me." As she voiced her regrets, she felt the air shift around her. Each phrase birthed a healing vibration, a release that ignited her spirit brighter. Emma mirrored her, whispering the same sentiments, innocent and pure. "Thank you," they said together, their voices intertwining in a beautiful harmony. The sudden flash of insight struck Mary. "What you are doing, my child, is creating a bridge to the miracle that lives within and outside of you," Father Joseph explained, sensing the transformation unfolding. Gratitude danced within her, overwhelming and real. "I love you," Mary said, turning to Emma. The little girl beamed back, warmth bubbling within her eyes. "I love you more, Mommy." Tears spilled from Mary's eyes, a testament to the beauty of unconditional love that could shatter even the deepest chains. In that moment, she understood love would always guide her through the darkness. But what lies beyond this moment? What trials awaited on the horizon? As the light beckoned her toward clarity and conviction, the atmosphere grew charged, a sacred whisper of divine intent. Suddenly, the light pulsated rhythmically, as if it had a heartbeat of its own, calling them gently toward something more profound. Just then, a gentle breeze swayed the curtains, bringing with it a scent of eucalyptus and fresh rain, a reminder from heaven that grace was tangible, wrapping them in its embrace. Mary drew in a breath, embracing the mystery ahead. How were they to carry this revelation into their everyday lives? Would they be ready for the challenges that came with the blessings of understanding? The glow shimmered with promise and anticipation, urging them onward, inviting them to engage the world with their newfound faith. Mary held Emma's hand tighter, ready to step out of the sacred circle and face whatever awaited them, What tests of faith awaited them beyond the comfort of this moment? Would they discover a strength within themselves they never knew existed? As they stood together in the soft luminescence, the tension in the air crackled with potential. Mary felt the heartbeat of creation all around them, pulsing with the rhythm of unspoken prayers. She took a moment to glance around the dimly lit room, surveying the faces of fellow parishioners who also felt the stirrings of divine energy. Father Joseph, sensing the shift, stepped forward with renewed vigor. Now, dear friends, is the time to receive. Open your hearts to what is coming, for the divine does not come without an invitation. Let us prepare ourselves for a sacred exchange. As he spoke, Mary's heart raced. A surge of hope burst forth within her, replacing any lingering doubts. She felt a knot of uncertainty dissolve, leaving only a sweet curiosity behind. What was to come? Begin by holding your hands out, palms facing upward, Father Joseph instructed, guiding them through each step of the profound moment. Mary mimicked the gesture, her palms warm against the cool air. Emma followed suit, her small hands trembling with excitement and innocence. Breathe in the healing light, he continued. With your next breath, let go of anything that weighs you down. The collective inhalation filled the room, and in that instant, Mary felt as though the breath itself was infused with spiritual clarity. Let us release what is no longer needed. Father Joseph called out. On your exhale, let it escape you as though it's a dark cloud fading into the distance. In unison, they exhaled, and Mary imagined her burdens, flipping over like an overturned cup, spilling out all that she no longer wanted to carry. She pictured fractals of dark energy dissipating into nothingness. Emma gasped, her eyes sparkling. It's working, Mommy. I feel lighter. Tears brimmed again in Mary's eyes, not of sorrow, but of joy, overflowing with love for her daughter and an awareness of the divine unfolding before them. The light pulsated, harmonizing with their breaths as the soft colors on the walls danced like playful spirits rejoicing in their release. They began to chant softly, their voices blending into a prayer-like rhythm under Father Joseph's guidance. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Each line resonated internally, striking deep chords of remembrance. Suddenly, the air shifted. A palpable warmth enveloped them, wrapping them in a blanket of peace. Father Joseph paused, sensing the holy connection tightening among them. In this moment, he said reverently, you are no longer alone. The abundance of love is here, saturating the air, waiting to transform your lives. Invite the miracles that you seek. Mary's heart swelled. The boundaries of doubt grew fainter, shattering like glass caught in a sunbeam. She turned to Emma, who gazed back with an innocent amazement that spoke volumes. Together, they breathed deeply, feeling the glow intensify around them, but then, a shadow crept back unbidden, a thought anchored in fear. What if I fail to hold on to this moment? She pondered internally. Would the glow fade when they stepped outside the sanctuary? You will naturally face trials ahead, Father Joseph's voice came, cutting through her worry. But remember, faith is not the absence of fear, it's the decision to trust and love despite it. When dark clouds gather, your heart must still reach for the light. Mary felt a weight lift, not a weight of fear, but one of responsibility. Her strength was not just for her, it was for Emma and for all those they encountered. The realization ignited a flame of fierce determination within her. As Father Joseph raised his hands, he invited them all to open their eyes. Let us write our intentions, our hopes and dreams, upon this sacred moment. With pen and paper in hand, Mary and Emma began to jot down dreams shared, a home bursting with joy, love reaching every corner of their lives, and a commitment to nurture the light within them. With each intention penned, the glow intensified, pouring not just upon them, but seeping into their very souls, enhancing the sacred dialogue with the divine. With voices lifted in joyful prayer, they began to exalt the gifts that the divine had illuminated. Yet, even amidst this sacred moment, a question lingered in the depths of Mary's heart. Would their faith withstand the test of the world outside? Would they remain tethered to the source of this miraculous light? As the room filled with divine resonance, she felt the gentle tug of something grand awaiting to be revealed, what lay beyond the horizon of their dreams, and how would the path unfold before them? The moment enveloped them like a soft embrace, but Mary felt a stirring in her soul, a whisper urging her to go deeper. With every written intention, she sensed that something significant was unfolding, a connection beyond comprehension. "Look around," Father Joseph encouraged, capturing the attention of the group. "This gathering is not just a meeting of hearts but a convergence of spirits ready to channel abundance. Each dream you pen is a seed planted in the garden of God's grace. Together, we can cultivate a harvest of miracles." Mary felt invigorated. She shared an exhilarating glance with Emma, whose innocent awe mirrored her own inner joy. They were participants in something sacred, something divine. The sound of paper rustling filled the quiet room as others put their hopes into words. With every intention written, the air thickened with promise, like the fragrance of ripening fruit carried on the wind. Breathe in, there it was, the divine essence coiling around them like a vine, eager to entwine itself with their souls. Father Joseph began to walk around the room, his gentle presence encouraging. "Don't underestimate your desires. The divine delights in your hopes. Each desire acknowledged is a step toward realizing it." He paused, his voice resonating with truth. "Take a moment to share your thoughts with your neighbor. Let your voices rise together into prayer." As Mary turned to Emma, she realized this was not just about her own journey, it was a shared pilgrimage in faith. Their voices mingled, reverberating off walls like a symphony echoing love and desire. "We want peace, health, and unity, Mommy," Emma declared with bright eyes, her sincerity pure. "Yes, sweetheart. And let us ask for guidance and strength to face each trial," Mary replied, the weight of her worries lifting with every word shared. "Together, we can hold on to this light." The prayers transformed as they swayed gently, hearts aligned in expectations that stretched toward the divine. "Thank you for the abundance you provide. Thank you for being here with us. We love you, Lord." The atmosphere thickened with energy, a resonance that resonated deeply within each participant. Mary felt herself filled with certainty, the light was no longer just outside. It was within her, the essence of hope glimmering like stars within the depths of night. "Open your mind to divine inspiration," Father Joseph urged. "Close your eyes and allow the vision of your dreams to reveal themselves to you." The congregation obeyed, and a silent stillness settled, saturated with anticipation. As Mary closed her eyes, images danced across her mind like wispy shapes in a sunset. She saw their home vibrant and filled with laughter, sunshine spilling through open windows, love floating like dust motes in the air. But then came the shadows, fluttering around the edges of her vision, echoing doubt in her mind. "Do I have what it takes to nurture this light?" the unwelcoming thought whispered. It gnawed at her, pulling at her confidence. "Remember, beloveds." Father Joseph's voice cut through the silence, firm and reassuring, "The path may be uncertain, but love will illuminate every step you take. Hold each other's hearts in your hands, and share the burdens of fear together." With the knowledge that the community stood shoulder to shoulder, Mary found strength. Each person was a guardian of their shared light, a comfort against uncertainty. As they returned to the chanting, Mary felt the reminding warmth of connection. "I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you." With each line, the shadows began to dissolve, as they were bathed in harmony and prayer. But even amidst this glow, a small voice within her, soft yet insistent, pondered another question. How would the world outside respond to this sacred commitment? Could love and intention withstand the tests of tomorrow? As the final echoes of their voices faded, Mary felt an urge to delve deeper into her faith, intrigued by what lies ahead in their journey. Would they discover a path of miraculous healing, or would they stumble on the rocks of life's trials? What awaited beyond the threshold of their newfound dreams? The room held an almost tangible warmth, and Mary's heart fluttered with a mixture of hope and trepidation. As the final chorus faded into quietude, a fresh wave of anticipation washed over her. Father Joseph moved to the center, the light catching his gentle eyes, sparking a shared understanding among all present. "Beloveds, let us surrender ourselves to the flow of healing that is available to us," he proclaimed, his hands raised toward the ceiling as if to invite heaven itself to pour down its grace. "We stand not just as individuals but as a collective heartbeat, a chorus of love and longing, gifted to us from the divine. Mary felt every word resonate deep within her. The vulnerability of her doubts was being stitched closed by a fabric woven from faith and community. Each face around her glowed with sincerity and yearning, igniting sparks of divine connection, urging her to let go of her worries even further. Let us engage with the sacred practice of Ho'oponopono, Father Joseph continued, his voice weaving through the air like a comforting breath. This is a tool for healing. It reminds us to take responsibility for our thoughts, words, and actions. Let us say together, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. The repeated phrases filled the space while their power began to saturate their hearts. Mary felt something lift, a weight unceremoniously tossed aside. Each statement resonated like a sacred drumbeat, drumming away her self-doubt, leaving a clear and open pathway for divine abundance. As they chanted, Mary closed her eyes once more, and images flickered in her mind as like pages being turned in a holy book. The vision opened before her home, brimming with joy, laughter ringing out like the sweetest melody, family gatherings painted in hues of love. But deeper beneath those comforting visions lay a question, one lingering gently, asking, was harmony possible even in the chaos of life? Reflect, dear ones, Father Joseph's voice prompted, gently breaking into her thoughts. What holds you back from claiming your abundance? What fears linger on the edges of your dreams? In this moment, Mary felt a flood of recognition. Each fear, like a shadow, was a fragment of her past, each one a lesson that had been etched into her soul. Yet those lessons did not define her, they were merely stepping stones toward something greater. With each repetition of their sacred chant, Mary pictured those shadows being illuminated, dissolving under the warmth of forgiveness and understanding. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Tears of release began to fill her eyes. The room pulsed with shared spirit, with every voice uniting into a powerful force, an unbreakable bond of faith. Each plea whispered into the universe shifted the energy around them, a melodic vibration harmonizing their intentions into one collective prayer. As their voices melted into silence, Mary opened her eyes. She was no longer just a mom, a wife, or a woman filled with doubt. She was a vessel of divine light, infused with purpose. How could she step into her rightful lineage of love and abundance? What was the next chapter of her story waiting to be unveiled? Father Joseph, sensing the energy, smiled knowingly and leaned towards them. Prepare your hearts, beloveds. Ahead lies a miraculous transformation, a journey that will challenge us to trust, connect, and embrace the beauty of what is yet to come. Are you ready to dive deeper and find out? As the world beyond the sanctuary walls seemed to hold its breath, Mary placed her hand over her heart, ready to respond. What awaited them on this path wasn't just another step, it was a leap of faith into the embrace of the divine. But what awaited just beyond that leap? Would they find the answers they sought, or would new mysteries unfold? As dawn broke over Willowbrook, a soft golden light spilled into Mary and Emma's home. Mary stood at the window, the sweet perfume of blooming flowers wafting in, stirring something deep within her spirit. It was as if the universe was shifting in accordance with their newfound understanding. The whispers of yesterday melted away, making space for hope and healing to blossom anew. Each day of Ho'oponopono had carved deeper channels of faith in her heart. Mary remembered Father Joseph's words vividly, resonating in her mind like a sweet hymn, "Forgiveness opens the door to divine abundance." Now, those phrases felt second nature to her, nearly woven into the fabric of her being. One day, in the gentle embrace of morning quiet, she breathed deeply, whispering those sacred words, "I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you." As she spoke, warmth flooded her heart. She envisioned Emma, playing freely outside, laughter spilling like sunlight into every corner of their lives. Encouraging warmth spread through her, a reminder of the community rooting for them. How this village had rallied, lighting candles, offering prayers, holding her in love. Spurred on by this acceptance, she turned her gaze to the quiet room where Emma lay deeper into restful slumber. Quietly, Mary approached and knelt by Emma's side, gently brushing a strand of hair from her forehead. In that moment, she sensed a presence warm, loving, and powerful wrap around them. Today is a new day, my precious angel, she whispered, her heart lifting with renewed determination. We will face whatever comes together, as one. She touched Emma's small hand, feeling a delicate spark flow between them, the kind of divine connection that whispered, "You are not alone." Suddenly, Emma's eyes fluttered open, and a bright smile danced across her face, a beacon of innocence ignited by love. "Mommy!" she chirped, stretching like a dandelion reaching for the sun. Mary's heart soared, a bittersweet symphony of fear and joy. How could she even begin to express her gratitude for this moment? "Good morning, sunshine. How do you feel today?" Mary asked, her voice thick with emotion. "Like I can do anything. The angels are here, aren't they?" Emma beamed with delight. Mary blinked back tears, catching a glimpse of radiant faith blooming in her daughter, while within her, the weight of yesterday's worries eased just a little more. "Yes, my love, they are right beside us. Always." Mary leaned in to plant a gentle kiss upon Emma's forehead, her own heart nourished by her daughter's trust in the unseen. As the day unfolded, Mary and Emma joined the village community in the open square, laughter filling the air like music. Those around them exuded warmth and love, vibrant faces illuminated by hope as they embraced the power of prayer. The sea of neighbors overflowed with kindness, moving rhythmically, invoking the blessings they had built together. "I see so many smiles," Emma exclaimed, pointing with innocent wonder at their friends gathering, hearts intertwined across the village. Mary squeezed Emma's hand and nodded, her heart swelling with gratitude. Hadn't they woven a blanket of love that now enveloped them all? Yet, there lingered an underlying current of flicker from yesterday's shadows that whispered caution. Would this beautiful moment withstand the tests that time could bring? Just then, Father Joseph approached, his presence calming and affirming. He sensed her quiet doubt and knelt, meeting Mary's gaze. "Faith is a journey, dearest Mary," he said softly. "With every miracle, we must also learn to stand firm amidst the storms. Healing may come in many forms, the greatest of all being the love binding you, Emma, and this community." Mary swallowed, absorbing his wisdom like sunshine on skin. Tears brimmed in her eyes, realizing how deep her anchoring had become, strengthened by faith through trials faced together. She drew in a deep breath, feeling tethered to a greater purpose, the divine intention unfurling ahead. That evening, as the sun cast glowing shadows, Emma's cheerful giggles filled their home, buoyed by the arms of love. Through laughter and joy, they revisited the sacred phrases once more. "I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you," they echoed together, voices blending and rising like incense into the air. Mary held Emma close, whispering how loved and cherished she was, believing in the miraculous bond woven through their hearts. Tears streamed down her face, not of despair but of reflection, gratitude, and profound joy. Whatever lay ahead as they embraced the journey of life, this sacred bond remained unyielding, fueled by divine abundance and immeasurable love. In that moment of shared grace, Mary knew resilience was born not just from herself, but through community, prayer, and the unwavering light of faith, a testament to the miracle already taking shape. As the stars twinkled above, painting a timeless canvas across Willowbrook, Mary looked to the heavens, whispering a prayer, letting her words cascade into the night. "May our lives continue to sing the songs of healing." And embracing the warmth of love, she felt deeply this revelation was not merely the end, but the beginning of a new chapter in their sacred journey of faith. Now, beloved friends, this is your moment. You need to subscribe immediately to the channel so you won't miss the next exclusive faith stories that will inspire your hearts. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm and spread this divine message far and wide. Comment below with your reactions and testimonies about this ending. And don't wait even one more second to share this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this manifestation of hope and healing. Your support makes a glorious difference. Let's shine our light together.